Oh, hi. I was just reading some classics. And by classics, I mean classic comic books. Do you like comics? If you don't, why are you here? And if you do, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the first episode ever of First Issue Ever. Now, what makes this show different from all the others? Well, I mean, first off, you got me. Secondly, we only care about the only number that matters in the world of comics. And what is that number? Pew! The number one. That's right. For years, men have sought after number one. Why? Some for the riches, some because it's the beginning of a story. What are you looking for? Riches? Or adventure? Let's be honest, the number one isn't as powerful as it once was. Back in the 90s, when I first started collecting, number one was a big deal. I mean, after all, they were on like Batman 500. Who knows what happened in Batman 500? That's when Batman broke his back and then that other guy, Azrael, took over. Yep, I was there for that. You probably weren't even born. Or maybe you were. I don't know. I don't know who you are. Yes, and then of course there was, I don't know, Superman, 1,000 million, whatever, and he died as well. Anyway, the point is, the big two companies, that's Marvel and DC, they don't really like those big numbers anymore. They think people look at it and they go, oh, I'm afraid of continuity. I don't know where to jump on. Because they're big two, they only want new readers. They already have the money of all the 30-year-olds. That's why there's things like the New 52 and the all-new, all-different Marvel. Because they've already got you 30-year-olds money and now they want to get younger people's money. I mean, it's all the same money, right? So it shouldn't really matter. Basically, there's a new number one almost every single week, and not even just one new number one. I mean an avalanche of number one. How do you know which number ones are the ones that you should go for? Which are the ones that are going to be worth money? Probably none of them. Because I'll tell you, like I said, I've been collecting since the 90s. Most of my comics aren't even worth the paper they're printed on. But I got into this for the stories. I did, for real. I know that sounds sarcastic, but I did. What comic are we going to review today on the first ever episode of First Issue Ever? Well, I believe I've got one right here, and it's BAM! Yes, Jughead number one. What, were you expecting Batman? You're probably asking yourself, why Jughead? Well, why not? But no, there is really a reason. And the reason is this. What was the first comic you ever read or probably ever even saw? For me, Archie. Probably for a lot of people, it was Archie. Because I mean, you know, your mom, they take you to the supermarket and you're about to check out. You're over there, the magazine rack is there. There's a bunch of crap about soap operas and gossip rags, and then what's right next to them? Bam! Archie, double digest. You open it up and there's a world of colors and crazy characters, and you're like, wow, this is so much better than other crap. Hey mom, would you mind buying me this? And usually she says no. But if you catch her on that right day, sometimes she says yes, and then it's magical. That's why I picked Jughead, and Jughead is my favorite of the Archie gang. I mean, one might say he's the Screech or the Urkel of the group, but I mean, Jughead is much cooler than those guys. Jughead just doesn't care what anyone thinks, and he definitely marches to the beat of his own drum. He's almost like a rebel. Like Archie is the everyman, but Jughead just does his own thing, and this book definitely illustrates it. And speaking of illustrations, the art is awesome. Let's take a look in there. I don't know. Can you see that? And look at that. Yeah, and it's actually written by Chip Zdarsky, who you might know from Howard the Duck and another book called Sex Criminals. If you're under the age of 18, you probably shouldn't know about sex criminals, but Howard the Duck's awesome. And so is this. It is freaking hilarious. It's broken up into sort of 3 separate stories or separate acts, just like how the Jughead stories used to be. And there's an awesome parody in here, Game of Thrones. Who doesn't love Game of Thrones? I mean, what with all the murder and the rape? This would be an awesome addition to your collection. Will it be worth any money? Pfft, who knows? Who cares? If you're in this hobby for the money, you're in it for the wrong reasons. But if you want to laugh, you should get Jughead #1, and there's even a classic Jughead story. In fact, they say it's the first one ever, and you can see how the character has evolved. As you can see, it doesn't really look like the Jughead you might know from your childhood, but that's a good thing, you know? People have to evolve and try new things, and that's what this show is all about. You know, if you do nothing but collect Batman #1s or Superman #1s or even X-Men, I mean, you're gonna get bored. Why not try something new and different? Like Jughead. There you have it. Jughead #1. Get it. If you wanna laugh, try something different, huh? All right, well, thank you for joining me on the first ever episode of First Issue Ever. Whew, man, that's hard to say. My name is Steve, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.